Alright, let's take a look at the engine bay here. A couple things going on here. We'll just start from one end to the other. Here's a battery. Yep, it needs to be strapped down a little better than it is because I think it's just sitting there. I don't even think this is a right size battery, but it's a little big, but it came with the car and it's been, doing good ever since, so I haven't even bothered changing it. That's the overflow for the radiator. It works. Moving up this way, strut top, you see there's no rust obviously, and up here it's all solid metal. You see a nice new part right there. That's my clutch cylinder, which is funny because it's an automatic. Actually, I've already modified the pedal box to accept this clutch master cylinder, and it needs one more tab welded on, and I have a pedal to convert for stick shift if the buyer wishes to do that. Brake master cylinder, it's got the two deals, one for the front, one for the back. It all works good, no leaks, no problems. I'll step back a little here. Radiator's in good shape. It appears stock. It doesn't use any fluid or anything like that. I always change fluid to keep it, keep all the corrosion fighting good stuff there doing its job. Everything green you see on here on this front of this engine, I actually replaced everything under there when I got the car. I did the timing chain, though I probably didn't even need to. I did the timing chain and all the gaskets and the water pump, the thermostat, and all hoses for the radiator. New belts, new fan clutch, all that stuff. Let's see, that pulley down there you see there, that's a smog pump. I'll show you. I spin it every once in a while just to make sure it's moving. You're not supposed to oil it, so I just make sure it still moves. You just have to put a belt on there to make it work. I have it off because, it just robs power. Obviously, this car is equipped with a 2TC motor, 1.6. The good thing about it is, being that it's a 76 and it's a California model, it has the sought-after golf ball pistons, which some think they're high compression. They're not really high compression pistons. They're pretty close to the normal ones, except that golf ball shape gives them a very, very good characteristic for squish patterns. So it actually runs a lot better than other 2TCs I've seen. There's the engine plate info there. Let's see. I have this thing set up with a Weber. I think it's a 3436 electric choke. Works pretty good. It's got the Weber adapter and all that stuff on it. This as well. I made my own adapter system because the one that Weber comes with are total garbage. So I just made my own. I made this for the other Weber that I have, and it just happened to work perfectly for this one as well. Some of these tubes that are sticking up are from the smog pump. See, there's one there. There's one there. Smog pump, and they go into the original air filter, which I have. And if you want to run the air filter on top of the carb, you could still hook those up. I'm just running this one for now because it came with the carb, or it came with the carburetor. So heck, just threw it on. Windshield wipers, they work fine. They both speed levels, they work perfectly fine. Windshield wiper washer, it actually still works, which is kind of funny because this is a pretty old car. Fuel filter there. It's been changed not too long ago. Ignition. It's running a points distributor, works fine. I just adjust the points. It's actually due for new points right now, but I just keep them adjusted up and it runs pretty good. This little box here, it's actually supposed to be bolted to this bracket. I just haven't got back to bolting them up yet, but it bolts right in there. Two 10mm bolts, or two 10mm headed bolts, that is. Charcoal canisters all there, so all the smog equipment's here on the car, so if you're a fellow California buyer, you won't have to worry about it. I've actually smogged this car and it passed with flying colors. The guy at the shop, he made his worker smog it again because he thought he did something wrong. And the manager told me that my car smogged better than a new car. But it better because it has a new cat 2 years ago, brand new cat, the newest version with the lots of precious metals in it, and it has a 2-inch exhaust from the cat back and that muffler that I showed in the other video. So, well, that's the engine bay, and it might be a little bit warm still because I drove in a few hours ago. Yeah, it's a little bit warm, but we could give it a start and watch it Just, you could hear it as it warms up. My keys out. Alright. And it's been sitting here for about 2 hours, so. I haven't done the oil light mod. It'll go on for a couple seconds like that and turn off. If you know Corollas, they all do it. There's a mod you could do with something with the spring. I don't really know exactly, but there's something you could do with the spring that'll make it so it'll work as it's supposed to. You can tell it runs really smooth. I mean, the guys at the smog shop and everywhere I go that see my car, they're always amazed because I got such an old car, and you could literally set a wrench on the motor and it'll just stay there. And it's cold. It's, you know, not even fully warmed up either. Runs good though. It's a very strong motor. You know, I would trust this thing. I would go across the country with it and not have to worry. I daily drive it. I come to work. It's about 60 miles round trip on the freeways and then on curvy roads, so it's a little of both. It's reliable. I never had any issues with it. It's never left me stranded. I don't know how well this camera picks up sound, but we'll come back here. You could hear the muffler I have on it. And like I said, it just goes cat to a 2-inch, almost like a little hot dog style muffler. I would probably rework the position of it and maybe get a dual tip muffler for it myself. But right now it is what it is. It does the job and it sounds pretty good and runs well. No hesitation, as you could tell. No hesitation at all. I just barely turn it and it starts to raise the RPM. Good old Weber carbs. I baby my cars, so I don't race them, so you don't have to worry about anything being blown up inside.